welcome back to the channel where we all can learn and grow together. I'm out here in the garage. You might hear a little noise from the background with my heater. I don't know yet. We'll just see how that plays, but there's a little humming or noise in the background. It's just my heater keeping me warm. And but we're making some progress out here on the Workbench build, and I'm going to take you along and show you 3 different ways that you could clamp a process of making a leg similar to this one. So okay, what we got here is we're going to start building the legs that's going to go on these workbenches, and I'm going to also show you besides this way 2 additional ways that you could clamp this process of putting 2 boards together. And one is, of course, you see here is a folding clamping workbench. These are excellent type of squeeze clamp to squeeze the middle. And then depending on if you just have all of these, that's fine, or you have some of these, you could throw these on there. You could just use tape. This is just cheap painter's tape, and as you see, it's holding together just fine. And again, you could just put them together, stand them up, tape the middle, and then tape one end, flip it over, tape the other end. I'm going to cover a few things real quick on screws. One is the type of screw I'm using, which is an exterior grade decking screw. I'm just putting lumber together, and the shop sometimes will attract humidity, and humidity will rust just normal fasteners. So these are coated and they won't rust, and the longevity of this build will last. I'm not using any glue because in these shop environments you kind of want to build stuff that have kind of a permanent but also non-permanent basis, which means you want it to be together and holding as long as you need it, but if you need in the future to change it up a little bit to keep improving what you're doing and you need to take it apart, it makes it a whole lot easier. You don't want anything to stay too permanent in your shop. You want to be able to undo it, switch things around. Maybe you got bigger table saws or bigger equipment, or you're changing your process on what you're building, how you're building. So I'm using just screws only. Again, these are a deck screw. They're the Starhead Torx bit T25, and also these ones are the kind, I don't think my camera's going to be able to pick it up. I'm going to try and get it to pick up the best I can, but if you see this tip, as I turn this around, there's a little line right here. That allows this to do the drilling where you drill a pilot hole and then use your screw. This type of screw right here requires no drilling to start off with. You don't have to drill and then run a screw, and these are more expensive, but they are a time saver, and I haven't had any issues with these at all. These are a grip right screw, and again, these are exterior grade decking screws, and I've never had any issues with these. When you buy the little bits for your power tools, look on the package. It should show an actual picture of a power tool that looks like this, and it says impact ready. Or you would pay a little bit more, but it'd be worth it to buy it. Also, the rule of thumb when using screws is use twice the length per thickness of board. So if it's 1.5 inches, use a 3-inch screw. If it's 2 inches thick, use a 4-inch screw. If it's a 1-inch thick board, use a 2-inch screw. So enough with that. We're going to get to building these legs, and I got here is I'm starting on the top. I got all the legs built. So I'm going to start on one of the tops. And if you have a speed square that has a cutout in it, this is my favorite speed square, which is a Stanley model that a lot of Walmart sells under right around $650, something like that. But it allows you to use these speed squares. Not all of them has a space like this, but this Stanley does. You can use this as a corner clamp. Now you don't want to put bearing force on it. You don't want to, because you can damage some of the integrity of this. You want to just put just enough force on it where you can keep that together until you run a couple screws in it. Plus, by using a square, you can check your alignment on this and make sure you are putting a square joint together. What we got here is there's 4 legs for one workbench. There's another 4 legs for another workbench. And I now got one of the tops completely nailed and screwed. It is completely 10 feet all the way across. So if you see that on the mark, it's right at 10 feet. But to make it that, I had to factor in these end pieces right here in my measurements. So as you see there, a 2x4 is just 1.5 inches. So if you take your 10-foot measurement minus 3 inches, then you'll get the measurement you need. And the same thing this way. As you see, 36 inches is what I was going for. So you take 36 inches minus the 3, so that would be 33 inches for these right here. So that would get you your 10 foot by 3 foot. Then what I did is in the middle, I doubled up the center columns right here for better bracing. And then right here I added another 2x4 support here. So this here will make a very strong joint. I got the decking screws going here, leaving room to put my legs right here. And then I got screws going in this way and this way. So that will provide very strong. And when I'm doing work right in the ends right here, or working on the end here, it'll add a very strong section right there for a very strong workbench. So, but that's what I got done so far. I'm gonna have to go to work, so I will wrap this episode up. I'm gonna have to head to work. I'm gonna have to get cleaned up and go into work, put in my time at work, my 8 hours, and then I'm gonna start back up making some more footage of this. There will be another shop time video Wednesday. They're always going to be on Wednesday. And again, I want to thank you, as always. Thank you so much for all of your continuous support to my channel and what I do here. And if this is your first time, I want to welcome you and thank you so much for sticking through this video here and watching. And I want to encourage you, if you like what's going on Wrenches and Boards, please subscribe, hit the bell's notification so you don't miss out on anything. And stay safe, stay awesome, stay warm, find your start and reach your goals. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.